Hello YouTube, this is Painter for Hire 1975 with you for part 7 of how to paint a resin bust. Okay, where we last left off, I started with the oil wash on the shirt, the burnt umber wash. Like I said in the previous video, you want to go lightly with it. You don't want to go too heavily. And this is with quite a, I'd say about 5 or 6 coats of wash. This is basically the effect that you get. This is done with the wash, obviously, on his shirt. You can see it's not white anymore. It has stained more of a yellowish brown color, and that's pretty close to what was used of the shirt he used in the movie. Now, I did mention I was going to show you guys how to do a leather effect. I'm not quite sure. I do not think his vest was leather. I think it was cloth. But anyway, I still will show you how I do that. I use this paint called Createx. Their black is almost close to leather when it dries. So we're going to use this on the vest. Just want to get some on your paintbrush, and just like before, take your time and just do it very lightly. And as you can see, it's almost kind of like a satin black, which is a really good black. You can mix this color also with other colors like blue, and you can get all kinds of leather effects with it. I will show you a little bit more about that in this installment. You just want to just go lightly with it. You don't want to rush it too much. Be sure that you did dull coat before. If you did not, you want a dull coat, because in case you get some black on the shirt, you want to be able to wipe it up quite easily. Okay, now that we got our black finished on the vest, this is just a base coat. As you can look and see, you can see that the black already resembles a leather color. That's one of the reasons I like that Createx color, because it really dries like leather. Now what we want to do is we want to give the vest a little bit more definition. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a dark gray, almost kind of like a really blackish gray color. It's this color I'm using called charcoal, from Delta Ceramcoat. And what we want to do is, just as we did before in the previous videos, we're going to dry brush the vest. Now what we're doing is we're just lightly just hitting the high spots. And what this is going to do is this is going to give it a more, create more shadows, and just is going to give it a little bit more definition. And like I said, the vest in the movie, appears to look like cloth. I don't think it is leather. So this will also give it a more of a cloth look. If you want it to make it look leather, you could just basically put a semi-gloss on it when it's done. But right now we're just going to make this look like cloth. You can even, if you wanted to, you could even, with a touch of white, you could even lighten this color up even further and hit the high spots even more to just give it a little bit more highlighted effect. In my previous videos, I did get some comments on or email or messages or whatever on what colors I used for my wash for the skin. It was burnt sienna, and what you also want to do is you want to make sure your wash is about the consistency of water. You don't want it to be any thicker than that, because what we're really doing is we're just staining the piece. So I appreciate the comments and questions. Now, if you look in the, as I'm going to move the camera so you can see a little bit better. If you look, and you can now see how it's more appearing to be more of a cloth look. This is what you want. You see how it's defined and it's not as shiny as it was before? This is what you want and everything. This is a great tool to use on clothing. Dry brushing is really, it's really a in a way, in my opinion, it's really a must when you're doing clothing. You may notice as I'm doing this, there's a lot of back and forth, and as I said, I do jump around from time to time. On doing different parts of the figure. But this is one of the parts that I like to take a little bit more time on, is the clothing, than because I really feel that the clothing, besides the skin, the clothing is what makes the figure, and it's what your skin's going to basically contrast against. So you really just want to take your time and just want to be lightly about it. Don't get into a rush.